This is easily one of the best patchouli fragrances you can buy without going broke. Hey, what's up? Hunter here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter. Good to see you guys. But today we are reviewing Patchouli Mania from Essential Parfums. If you guys heard about this house, you probably have because of Bois Imperial, which is very popular and very similar to Ganymede. But for all my patchouli heads out there like myself, you gotta know about Patchouli Mania because like I said, for the price tag, guys, this is one of the best patchoulis on the entire market. You heard that right now. And I gotta say, Essential Parfums has gotta be one of the best bangs for your bucks when it comes to niche perfumery, hands down, guys. It's one of the best entry level niche brands you can start getting into niche fragrances with. Of course, Bois Imperial, Patchouli Mania, and they also have a vanilla, I think Divine Vanilla, that I gotta check out. But this is the fragrance I fell in love with the moment I smelled it inside this indie perfumery, and I paid full retail for it. That's how much I enjoyed this fragrance, guys. So if you're a patchouli head, you're in for an absolute treat. Let's run down some information. Now, Patchouli Mania was launched in 2023, so it's actually fairly new at the time of this recording. And for the retail price, I believe on the only size this comes in, which is the 100 ml, is only gonna run you $96, guys, and that's at retail. You heard that right, and for a niche brand like this. Which, like I said, makes it one of the best bargain niche brands on the entire market. I mean, where else can you find a 100 ml bottle from a niche house for sub $100, especially for the kind of quality you're getting for it as well. And I will leave a tag on this video where you could possibly find it for even less. The concentration is going to be in eau de parfum, so you're probably getting around 20-25% oils in here, which is good. And for the perfumer, which is Fabrice Pellegrin. Now they also list the perfumer on front of the bottle and I believe on the box as well, which I really respect when houses give credit to the perfumer on their packaging. I think more brands should totally do that, guys. And Fabrice is a very good nose with a great resume. With all the information out of the way, let's look at the packaging and presentation you get with Patchouli Mania now. So take a look at this unique kind of box presentation right here. Of course, Essential Parfums Paris, it says 93% natural, probably as far as the packaging goes, is try to save money and cost. 100 ml, these are refillable as well. Nothing on the bottom. Up top, you got the Essential Parfums logo. On the back, all your information, barcode, and batch code to authenticate a product to see when it was produced. And you got the man himself, Fabrice, right there with a picture of him, which I totally respect. More houses, you gotta do this right here. But I'm not gonna take this out because it's kind of hard to put together, but your bottle is housed in this kind of cardboard slot cutout right there. Then take a look at this bottle, which has this very clean aesthetic too, with this white label on the front, Essential Parfums, Patchouli Mania, Fabrice Pellegrin right there. On the bottom, nothing really going on, which is kind of surprising. There's no sticker. I don't know if mine fell off or this doesn't come with one. On the back is all your information, which actually is another great touch. I just realized that 100 ml, probably got a batch code back there as well. You got the E up top of the cap. Inside of the cap, nothing on the atomizer, and the cap does click into place very securely, and this is a sturdy, hefty bottle. In the top, you got that hazelnut, davana, and coriander. In the mid, you got cacao, tea, and clearwood. And in the base, you're gonna find the patchouli, vetiver, and cetilox, and this is gonna be classified as an earthy, spicy. So let's spray this, test out these atomizers. Whoa, do you guys see that atomizer on there? They didn't even skimp out on that, guys. It is pressurized, which is a bonus. So let's go ahead and remind myself of Patchouli Mania. Oh my goodness, guys, this is an absolute love at first sniff for me because in the opening, you're gonna get this very woody, nutty hazelnut, very earthy, alongside this very bitter green Davana, which I love Davana. It adds a nice kind of earthy greenness to any DNA. And of course, you're gonna get that kind of aromatic, spicy coriander in the top, which makes it extremely earthy and spicy and a little bit nutty when you first spray it. And easily one of the best patchouli DNAs I've ever tried, despite of the price, guys. This stuff is incredible. I'm not even joking. If you're a patchouli lover, just go ahead and blind buy this one. You're not gonna regret it. I promise you, this stuff is insane. The opening kind of gives off this vibe, walking in a forest. You have the hazelnuts kind of falling on top of you all over the ground. I could not get this smile off my face smelling this, man. This stuff is so good. I wish you guys could smell it through this camera right here because you would be mind blown just like I am right now. And then once you get into the mid, you are actually gonna get this kind of chocolatey cacao nuttiness going on in the mid of this one. It definitely does have this chocolatey facet about about it, which I think works flawlessly with the kind of hazelnut gabanna opening going on. And then also behind that chocolatey cacao, you are going to get this herbaceous kind of tea note. So this DNA definitely has a lot of green nuances going on from the top, mid, and base. Kind of actually smells like hazelnut chocolate. If you've ever had anything with chocolate with hazelnuts in it, that's the vibe it starts to give off as it starts to settle down a little bit. And then in the base is the star of the show, the patchouli. Now the patchouli in here has gotta be one of the best patchoulis I've ever smelled in my entire life, in my entire collection, easily. And I have so many fantastic patchoulis in my collection, guys. There's something so special about this when it comes across very authentic smelling. It is also on the chocolatey side of patchouli, which a lot of times you can come across like, and of course, very, very earthy patchouli. I mean, you really gotta be a patchouli head to appreciate the way the patchouli is done in the base of this one, guys, because it's ultra natural, earthy, and almost dirty with this kind of chocolatey patchouliness. And it's funny too, because the last time I wore this, I did get a compliment on it, but then I also got, you smell a little bit dirty and earthy, which is a compliment for me for any patchouli, because patchouli should come across like that, and in here it does. This is not going to be like your designer patchouli, very kind of synthetic at all. And alongside that patchouli, you are going to get the vetiver, which makes it even more earthy, guys. It's a dry, earthy, rooted vetiver note along with the patchouli. And then you also have that cetilox note. Now this, I think, is the first time I've ever seen this note listed. I did have to look it up. Now it does come across very ambery, very similar to like ambroxan or ambergris, of course, very warm, ambery, and earthy in and of itself. Just one of the best patchoulis money can buy, and I recommend even patchouli heads out there that this is blind buy worthy easily. And like I said, it's not gonna break the bank at all, and you're getting a very high quality niche patchouli right here. For the best seasons to rock Patchouli Mania, I'm primarily gonna rock this in spring evenings and fall and winter easily, guys. This is more targeted towards the colder weather rather than like summertime, without a doubt. But it also could be like a signature patchouli for the spring, fall, and winter. So if you're looking for a good patchouli fragrance that can rock pretty much day and night in the slightly colder weather, Patchouli Mania is gonna be one of the best bets to go for, and you're gonna smell very, very different and just luxurious. Also, doesn't smell like any other patchouli I have in my collection, and like I said, I have a lot. For occasion as well, very versatile, casual, and formal. Like I said, a signature scent worthy patchouli. You can wear it dressed down, wearing like a t-shirt, shorts, jeans, but you can also wear it dressed up as well. It does have that kind of sophisticated nature about it. Like if you're maybe going on a date night, you want to come across mature, got your life together, a little bit more mysterious smelling as well, it would be good for that. But also if you're going to like a nice wedding, etc., you gotta wear like a suit, even a tuxedo, it's gonna be good for that as well. So very versatile, casual, and formal. Also would probably be a great kind of office scent as well too, because it's not really that inoffensive, especially for being a patchouli. This kind of smells sophisticated and classy. And for gender, this is going to be a patchouli that does lean on the masculine side of things because of how earthy, dirty, slightly rooty this fragrance comes across. Definitely on the masculine side. I cannot imagine a woman enjoying this one, wearing it, etc., unless she loves those earthy patchouli style fragrances. You could check it out possibly, but still, in my opinion, absolutely a masculine leaning fragrance without a doubt. And for age groups, this one would usually probably lean on the mature side of things, but I'm gonna categorize this one as both youthful and mature. So the younger audience, in your late teens, early 20s, if you wanna start getting into patchouli fragrances, you wanna start getting into niche fragrances, I think this is a fantastic entry-level niche fragrance that you can start getting into. And when I say entry-level, I'm not talking about the quality, I'm talking about the entry-level price tag to get into niche perfumery. But most of the time, patchouli does come across a little bit more mature smelling, of course, because patchouli's always been used in those kind of old school, very almost dated masculine fragrances, because obviously it's not sweet, it's not fresh or anything like that. But I do know the younger guys are getting into niche perfumery and want to smell different and just kind of more so in artistic fragrances, which this one definitely is. And I know when I first started getting into fragrances, I loved patchouli, like in my early 20s. Patchouli's always been one of my favorite notes of all time. And I know a lot of you guys out there are probably like me in your early 20s and want to get into like something like this. So youthful, even though it does smell a little bit more mature. Now, wrapping the review off, talking on the performance you should expect to get from Essential Parfums Patchouli Mania. Now, for my testing, this is an EDP concentration. I did get about average performance, which means you should get at least around 8 hours of longevity on skin. If you spray your clothes, you might get a day or so. So of course, you spray your clothes, it lasts longer. That's why me personally, I like to do a mixture of both. Spray my arms, spray my neck, and do a couple of sprays on my shirt. But on skin only, roughly around 8 hours of average longevity, which is still very good. You don't have to reapply it midway through the day. It's absolutely not one of the strongest patchoulis out there. I do have some patchoulis that are way stronger than this one. Something like Tiziana Terenzi's Ursa, which is a dirtier patchouli actually, surprisingly, and does last a little bit longer as well. But still very good performance from the longevity. Now with the projection, this is about moderate projection, which means people are going to detect it. It's not going to be a room filler. It's not going to be like an intimate soft projector either, especially for the first like 3 hours. This thing does push off the skin very, very nicely. Like I said, I have got compliments from this hours into the day after spraying it. So if you're somebody that wants to smell like you've been in the woods all day, drinking some tea, and eating some chocolate, this is gonna give off that kind of sillage. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds absolutely amazing to me. I love my earthy fragrances. I mean, patchouli is in my top 3 favorite notes of all time, easily, guys, along with oud, which is also a very dirty, earthy wood. So that goes to show you what kind of fragrances I'm into. So about average performance is down the line with 8 hours of longevity on skin and about moderate projection. So let me know down below if you guys have had any experience with Essential Parfums, which is your favorite, and also if you know anything about Patchouli Mania, if you got your nose on it, what are your thoughts on it as well? And if you love patchouli, drop your favorite patchouli down in the comments, because we all know there's so many fantastic patchoulis on the market, and this right here is one of them. Besides that, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, because what are you doing? I got you guys with the daily fragrance content now, and I'll see all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.